Hi, I heard from a few people in scrolling through my DM requests that in a recent video, Trisha had said something about basically just like confirming that she had seen my video. I did watch it, but I watched it like earlier this morning.
There was a girl who did a video on me. She like literally was anorexic and like gained some weight. She's very tiny still, but she was very anorexic, gained some weight. She talked publicly about her eating disorder.
Okay, she said I made a video on her. It's totally... Okay, I have like a few things to say, and I want to make it short, and I'll try to be concise for those of you who are only here for drama and don't realize that this is a fucking vlog channel, okay? Anyway, she's talking about the video where I'm talking about her and Chad, and actually I'm pretty much just talking about Chad the whole video. Probably 10% of that video, not even, is involving her, and it's not even about her. Like, and I even say in the video, I'm like a fan, and like, it has nothing to do with her at all. Okay, so first of all, maybe I should just play the whole thing for you before I respond to it, because I was gonna just right away be like, okay, first of all, didn't have anorexia, had ARFID, but maybe we'll just play the whole thing.
Very tiny still, but she was very anorexic, gained some weight. She talked publicly about her eating disorder. And then she made a video about me saying how her boyfriend thinks I'm like gross and fat and overweight. I was like, girl, like, you literally, your whole thing is about eating disorder. You're really gonna say that? Like, it's just so unnecessary. My biggest pet peeve, and there's this other girl.
Yeah, like I said, was not anorexic, so I think she's saying that to say, like, how can you say something about someone else's body when you struggled with anorexia? I don't need to struggle with anorexia to know that, like, I'm not going to talk about someone else's body in a negative way. I tried not to just comment on people's bodies at all, because my eating disorder was not body image focused. It was, we don't need to get into that, but if you don't know what ARFID is, it's like an abbreviation for avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. You can look it up, but it's not anorexia. But I think she was saying that to be like, how can you be someone who talks about your eating disorder yet say that your boyfriend was calling me fat and disgusting and all of this stuff? So I think that's the way that she took it. And the thing is, the video that I made was talking about, it was supposed to be, I know I talked a lot about other things and Chad and me, and because that's what it was about. I don't know her personally. The video was not about her. The only reason that I said that in the video was to illustrate something about Chad. Okay, so first let me just say, like, in my head why I even mentioned that in the video, and then every time he brought her up, or every time that she got brought up or I brought her up, he talked about her. He would say that he wasn't attracted to her, basically. The only reason I said, yeah, he wasn't attracted to her when he, you know, he didn't want to collaborate with her on OnlyFans unless it was like, he had like a couple of weird ideas that he was gonna do, like some sort of like celebrity Big Brother recreation where they each like are in separate beds naked but they're not doing anything, or he was like, oh, we could do a collab with her where we just like smack her boobs, and I was like, I'm not doing that. But, and I talked about how like I subscribed to her OnlyFans, and one day he was here at my place and I had OnlyFans pulled up and he like didn't want to look at my screen basically and was like, whatever. And it's not like he was, I've seen a couple of comments, and I think Trisha even says later, it's not like he was saying those things because some people were like, of course he's gonna say that, like, you're dating him and blah blah blah, like, of course he's gonna pretend to be repulsed by another girl. No, like, it's not that. Like, he openly, I know the girls that he's into, he openly says the girls he's into. If it was a different girl that he was attracted to, he wouldn't have done that. Like, he would have been like, oh damn, because like we just sort of, that's just how he was. I was gonna say we had that kind of relationship, but it was one-sided in the sense that like I knew when he was attracted to someone, I knew the type of girl that he was attracted to. So it has nothing to do with like, oh, he's just like pretending to be repulsed because, you know, he doesn't want you to be mad. Like, if he was super attracted to her, I wouldn't be mad whatsoever. I think she's hella attractive, okay? She's the one person that I can be like, oh yeah, I'm a fan. Like, I literally don't think I could say that about anyone else. That also doesn't mean that I agree with everything she says or does. A lot of people were saying, why are you like, you know, sticking up for her and saying you're a fan of her and she's problematic and blah blah blah. I mean, there have also been many times where I've been watching a video of hers and it's been super real, and I've really felt that she was super empathetic, and I don't know, I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm empathic. If an empath is a real thing, I believe I am one and to some degree. But I really feel like there's been times where I've really like felt that, you know, I think she has a good heart, and you know what? That's not even the point of this. This is why I suck at these videos. It's literally not like he was just saying that because like, oh, he didn't want you to be mad that he thought someone else was attractive. Like, no, I know he watched porn a lot, and like I know that I was essentially just a walking, talking vagina to him. A vagina that did everything for him. I digress. So it wasn't that at all. Again, the only reason, or maybe not again, I don't know if I've said this yet. The reason that I said that and included that in my video, which was supposed to be a video about my thoughts on them collaborating and doing a sex tape or whatever it is that they ended up putting out, is because I wanted to illustrate something about Chad, which is that he is, in my opinion, disgusting and slimy and only does things. I think there's a couple of reasons why he does things. Two main reasons why he will do things in life. Either if it's going to make him money or if it's going to somehow boost his status. But then again, I think that also has to go along, that goes along with him wanting money. So I almost want to say it all comes down to money, but he also wants like his image to be a certain way, and like whether that's good or bad, as long as it's like attention, then those are pretty much his only two motives, and everything goes back to that. In fact, I should have known like back in August of last year when I was asking him like, what are your values, like what are your core values, and I was trying to explain to him like what that meant and what mine were, and he just kept saying like, well, like money, like I just want to make money. And I'm like, no, but like what's beyond that, like what's even lower than that, like what is the reason that you want to make money? And he could never ever tell me like he could never tell me something he was passionate about or valued or anything except for making money, or making money in order to get a mansion for me, and my voice just cracked, for me and Pumpkin, his dog, who he never fucking has, and when he does have her, he neglects her, and I took care of her. But he'll post stories with her and make it look like he loves that dog, but he doesn't fucking take care of that dog. So me saying that he said all this stuff about her, or like this is how he feels about her, or at least how he expressed to me and others that he felt about her. And then once we cut contact, and I guess they had probably talked about collaborating with them too, of course he took the opportunity because he knows that she has a lot of followers, and he knew that that had the potential to like be huge for him, and whatever it was, he was blinded by the dollar signs. The point of that is like, would I fuck someone? Not even just that, like would I do something that I was not, I feel like I'm a little bit different because I'm super selective with what I can literally only do things if I like believe in them or am passionate about them. But in general, like would you have sex on camera with someone who you are not into physically and you have talked crap about just to make money? Like could you, okay, I guess the better question is like, could you do that and like still feel good about yourself? Back to the values thing, like every decision I make in life, I at least try to consider if doing that thing is in line with my values, and it usually is a pretty subconscious thing, at least at this point in my life. And of course I've done things that aren't, and then like that doesn't feel good, it makes me feel shitty, and so I avoid doing that. But he doesn't have any sort of conscience, or not that this would be a situation where you have remorse, but like in the situation of him hurting me and others, no remorse. But it's just like, I wanted to say that to illustrate like he was willing to do this despite everything he said and felt about her, only for money. And that was kind of like the point of the whole video, was that he'll do anything for money. He's a narcissist. There, I fucking said it. I said it on fucking camera. Since everyone always comments it and writes me really long messages and all of that stuff, like I know, you know? Okay, so I guess I had more to say than I thought. So again, me including that in the video, me being like, he told me that he thought she was gross and whatever, blah, 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 and then he still did this. Like and this is where like I fucked that up, and I don't know what would have been the better way to say it or go about it, because I didn't want that. I did not intend for that to reflect anything about Trisha at all, and apparently it did to her, and maybe to some other people that watched it. Maybe people thought that I didn't need to say that, or it was unnecessary to say that. I wanted it to convey what I was trying to say about Chad, and I didn't want it to have anything to do, I didn't want it to like reflect anything on her, which is why I was saying like I am such a fan and like I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. In doing so, I guess saying things that Chad had told me about her, even though I'm not saying it directly, like I'm putting it out there. And so I totally get, like when I was sent this, at first I was like, wait, what the fuck? Did I make a video about her and just say how he thought she was gross? And that, like, I was like, wait, what? So I guess just, it wasn't supposed to be taken that way. It was not supposed to be like me trying to trash a girl because my boyfriend my boyfriend said she was just disgusting, but then hooked up with her. That's not what it was supposed to be, because that's not something I have any desire to do in general as a person. Like I've been sent a lot of things from people just being like, oh, he's hooking up with like gross girls now and blah blah blah, and I'm like, for one, I'm past the point of it like bothering me at all, but for two, I'm like, I don't know how to explain this. That's not the goal. It's not supposed to be about the girl. It's not supposed to be about anything other than like, I just wanted to show he's the type of person that can do something like that, who is so blinded by like money and success that will do anything, and he will do, I mean, clearly he'll do anything, and not because of the video with Trisha, but like he did a lot to me. That type of person, the type of person who will like, but I am like aware that it totally can sound like I was doing that. I'm aware that it could sound like I was like trying to put her down in some way. And that fucking sucks because I really, really fucking was not. And like, I think she's hot as shit, okay? Her body is, there's nothing fucking wrong with her body, literally at all. It's fucking hot, okay? I follow her. I was on her OnlyFans. Luckily, I was not on it when the video came out because I don't know, that would have been insane if I just like logged on to OnlyFans. And well, I mean, I did like log on to Twitter and have a bunch of people tweeting it at me, but I don't know, it would have been a different thing. But nothing I said was supposed to be like me dragging her or putting her down at all. It was I just wanted to illustrate how shitty he is. No morals, nothing good driving him or motivating him. Not even karma, not even the people in his life, the person in his life that loved him and was the only one there for him ever. Nothing good and uplifting ever motivated him, and there was no sort of personal standards, ethics, morals, whatever you want to call it. Like, it was just dirty, 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 dirty. That's like the only way I can explain it, is like would do anything, like would kill, would rob a bank. That's what I was trying to illustrate. It's not that like, oh my god, she was so gross and like I can't believe he did that. That's so not fucking at all what I was trying to do at all. It's about I wouldn't even call it a contradiction. It's just about, I mean, it's just, it really I guess comes down to like him always saying one thing and acting a complete different way. Like nothing ever matched up. Ever. And it's not because it was a sex tape. It could have been any sort of business venture, okay? If he talked shit about someone, said he was never going to work with them again, and then all of a sudden there's an opportunity for him to make a lot of money or get some sort of exposure or status, he still would have done it. Or if it was morally wrong, he still would have, like, that's kind of what I was trying to illustrate. It was not supposed to be taken that way, but I totally imagining like if I was her, you know, if the roles were switched, if I was her, I'd probably be like, what the fuck, why you gotta say that? Like, but I don't know how else I would have said it. That's the thing. Like, maybe I should have left it out, but then like, what else was I gonna say? And yeah, he hasn't been my boyfriend since literally earlier in the morning, the night that he punched a hole in my wall is when I broke up with him. He left and then he came back later that day and had bought alcohol and drank for the first time, blah blah blah. And since that morning we never got back together. Everything between that and since we stopped talking is very complicated, and maybe I'll be able to talk about it soon. But we weren't together. It's fucked up. Let me see if she says anything else.
Oh my gosh, does she know that he's repulsed by her? It's like, okay, if you're dating a guy or talking to a guy before me and then we end up hooking up or whatever, and then they're like, oh, he's repulsed by her. Of course, if you're gonna send him a naked picture of me, of course he's gonna be like, oh, that's not my type or something. He's not gonna be like, oh, she's so hot. Like, nobody would say that. Also, you don't know.
I guess what she was saying right there is like, it's just so not at all the situation. I guess it just requires so much more context to understand that I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, you hooked up with my ex, oh, he thinks you're gross. Like, that's so not at all what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to reflect on him, not make her feel bad or make anyone feel bad. And I'm super fucking sorry that it did. I mean, I don't think she explicitly said it made her feel bad, but like still, that would make me feel bad if I felt that. So trust me, like I knew he would see girls, he would follow girls, he would like photos, he would tell me like the girls that he thought were attractive. Like, it wasn't a thing. That wasn't, I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, my ex thinks you're disgusting to anyone. Or she feels like I was doing that, like I was throwing it in her face, like, oh, he thinks you're gross. That's so not what I was trying to do, and I totally get why you would think that. But I know a lot of other people watching it understood why I said that, and it was to illustrate how he's how he is, who he is. I'm not gonna try and label it anymore and use adjectives because like it's just trying to show who he is as a person. Yeah, maybe I just shouldn't have made that video because, I mean, I thought I regret it or anything, but because I feel as though I was, other than this situation, like I didn't get into any details of how I was treated or any of that. But people always show themselves. And things always come to light, and truth always comes to light. Good people know good people, and for the most part, you know, I haven't talked a lot about things. I know I made that video, but that wasn't super in-depth about us and him and everything that has happened. But for the most part, I've just been letting things be and letting people live their life and show themselves and let things happen, and it's happening, and I don't know, you know? It's just hard. There's like part of me, maybe half and half, at least part of me wants to talk about things and be specific with things and get things out there because it's my story and so I'm allowed to, and also because I know it can help people because I've been helped by a lot of other people sharing their stories, and also just like as a sort of cathartic thing for me, and because, you know, it's fair that I do that if I choose to. I've been sharing my life since before I met this person, and they knew that getting into it, even though they acted like they didn't. But then the other half of me is like, just stay silent about things and things will unfold the way that they will, and I'm like somewhere in between, so that's why I've been like talking a little bit about some things, and ultimately I'm just trying to be happy and work on myself. And so most of the time I feel like talking about things and addressing things, bring things to light, or talking about my experience, like at least right now, is not helping me just be happy, you know. It's a tough thing to not want to just distract and deflect and not process things, because, you know, that's not ever gonna work out. It never works out. It always comes back in some way, shape, or form, sticks with you. And then also just like really focusing on like healing and like thinking about shit and like whatever. Like I'm trying to mix the two. I'm a Libra, I try to balance everything. And then wherever YouTube fits into that and talking about things, and I've been talking about it on Patreon more, so I think that's a sort of somewhat happy medium. It's just crazy because like what's out there, the information that's out there, and just everything that's out there, it's crazy to me that that's all you guys really have to work with in order to like form your assumptions and opinions about people. And it does feel very weird that like there's so many things that I have not said, and so they will never, unless I say them, they will never be out there. Like ways that I was treated and things that have happened. And like, I guess it's hard because in my mind I know all of this, but I also at the same time know that you guys don't know any of that. So of course maybe we're not saying things the same way. If you're watching this and you're like, I don't get it, like what did he do that was so bad? Like, yeah, because I haven't said, I don't know. Does anyone know what the fuck I'm talking about? I was so sure this was gonna be hella quick and I was just gonna be like, no, look, that's not how I meant it. I'm really genuinely sorry. It fucking sucks that's I was watching that and I was so confused at first, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Then I got kind of like irritated and I was like, wait, that's not what I said. Then I real quickly got to the point of like, oh yeah, I totally get, like if I was watching that and I didn't really know the background of our relationship, I would probably think that she was just trying to be like, you know, my boyfriend thinks you're gross, my ex-boyfriend thinks you're gross, which is again totally not at all like even a portion of, there's no part of my goal in saying that. And yeah, I don't know how else I could have illustrated, like, number one, my thoughts on it, and number two, like, he'll do anything for money. He just did it for money. He just did it to further himself. I mean, I'm sure 99% of you watching this know this, and it's not even because of anything that I've said, but just by seeing how he acts and behaves, at least on social media, you can see what he's trying to portray. So it's not an issue of, oh, you had an eating disorder, so I don't get why you would say that. Even though my eating disorder was not about my body in the way that it looks physically, like, I still know as a human, not even just like not to say things about people's bodies, but like, I don't know if this is a learned behavior, but like, I don't even look at someone and think, I just don't think I really have any thoughts at all when I see a body. It's not even like, oh, I think she's gross, but like, I'm not gonna tell her because you shouldn't talk about someone's weight. No, like, I don't know. I'm always the person sticking up for people. I feel like I've said this before. I'm always the person sticking up for people and for strangers, and it always annoys the people that I'm with. Like, I'm thinking of my last two boyfriends. If they like, well, especially fucking would always had something mean to say about every single person brought up, especially if they threatened him in some way. He would like get physically sick if I talked about a friend who like was doing something at their house, and he'd be like, they have a house? How old are they? And I'd be like, 25. He'd be like, how do these fucking whatever? He'd be like, these kids, they just got the money from their parents in Dubai and blah blah blah. I don't know. It's not important, but the point is, like, he would see someone in passing say something like mean and judgy about them, and I always stand up for people, like just being like, what's up with that dude's hair, like that girl's shirt's fucking ugly, and I would be like, oh, maybe like it's like her favorite shirt and it makes her really happy, or maybe it was like passed down. Like, I am the person that does that, and it annoys most people that I'm with. It annoys Courtney, it annoys my exes, most all of them except for one who was like me and that he did that. My parents, my mom and dad especially. And I'm like, why does that annoy you? I'm just trying to give everyone like a fair chance in life. Like, you don't know what's going on with them, you don't know their story. I'm not inclined to like say things like that are just judgy, and definitely not to say things that I know someone could see and feel bad about. Like, that's totally not me at all. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I think she's fucking hot. I obviously paid for her OnlyFans at one point and been watching her for a long time and have even like made videos like recreating her looks and shit. Like, no, I don't think she's repulsive or disgusting, and I wouldn't want her to think that she is, that I think she is, that my ex thinks she is, that someone like of course not. I don't want anyone to think that. So except for you're fucking disgusting if you're watching this, which you probably are. Disgusting, not even in that way, not in any sort of physical way, okay? I'm not talking physically. I'm talking about your soul be disgusting. So this is a lot longer than I wanted it to be. My cat looks really cute right now. Just wanted to say that, cleared that up a bit. Anything I was saying at all, really just trying to explain my experience and convey who I believe him to be, because he can share whatever he wants. He can try to portray a certain image, which he does. He said a lot of weird shit about me that's not true. He made a whole last video saying that I was like a prostitute, and then yeah, you guys know that situation is very fucking weird. Like, and that wasn't even true. I'm just spitting facts, okay? Straight facts. Facts that have proof, but I'm not gonna fucking sit here and edit a goddamn video. Already took me forever to go through, and whatever. I'm gonna shut up.